Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the class. How are you today? I hope everyone are doing fine. And today's lesson we're going to talk about procedure text, right? We're going to talk about characteristic, functions, generic structure of procedural text. Some people say procedure text and some other people also call it procedural text. So you can use whatever you want, bisa procedure text or procedural text, right? Okay. So we're going to talk about this in detail. So take note if you think the information is important, and also provide or prepare a question if you think there's unclear explanation in my presentation later on. Okay, okay, let's talk about procedure text. Okay, let's talk about objective, the purpose of this lesson, what you need to achieve at the end of the class, right? Tujuan dari pembelajaran. So through this lesson, you will learn to understand the characteristic, function, and generic structure of procedural text. So understanding the characteristic means that what make this text is different with other from other type of text, and also functions what when you need to write this type of text, and also generic structure of procedural text is the body or the the structure that form this text. I mean like uh, mengerti karakteristik dari teks ini. Jadi ketika kalian lihat sebuah teks dan kalian tahu, oh ini adalah procedural text, for example. Kemudian kalian tahu kapan digunakan as a function, and also kalian tahu generic structure itu bagaimana cara buatnya dan terbagi dari beberapa saja poin-poin penting dalam procedural text tersebut. That is the objective of today's lesson, right? Okay, next. Okay, let us talk about real life situation first. So this is the scene that I have provided for everyone. Ada situasi yang mungkin we are going to learn, we're going to examine first, right? So today, Rindang, the name of the person, and her family visit her grandmother. They plan to spend their holiday there. When they arrive, her grandmother has served them various families' recipes for lunch, including the dessert, getuk, right? So getuk become her most favorite menu. So Rindang is curious about the recipe of getuk. Therefore, she asks her grandmother how to cook it. Her grandmother tells how to cook the menu orally. Rindang tries to write down the recipe, but she has problem to write it in a good order. So here is the recipe that she wrote. Oke, nampak di sini karena tadi nenek si Rindang hanya beritahu secara verbal kepada si Rindang cara buat getuk, jadi si getuk tulis tangan nih. Right? So getuk recipe, first prepare 1 kilogram of cassava, peel it and cassava, wash it, and blah 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 sampai coconut steam grated coconut on it. Jadi itu adalah penulisan dari uh, Rindang, right? So Rindang menulis apa yang disebutkan oleh neneknya tentang resepi dari getuk ini uh, in a sentence, right? Dari in paragraph form, like berbentuk paragraf. And I think this is ini adalah bentuk penulisan yang memang tidak dalam bentuk format yang benar. Artinya penulisan ini seperti penulisan pada teks yang lainnya, padahal in procedural text it has a specific characteristic of how to write this type of text, right? So in procedural text itu ada bentuk, ada cara yang menulis yang benar. Jadi ini cara penulisan yang masih salah, right? Okay. Move. So let's talk about procedural text. Kita tinggalkan dulu tadi permasalahan si Rindang. Sekarang kita ngomongin tentang procedural text, right? So procedural text is a text which is written to show how to do something, such as recipe and the text is intended to tell the reader how to do something through steps. So procedural text itu adalah a written, something that used in written form to show people how to do something. Jadi ada semacam manual atau guideline yang memberitahukan kepada orang cara melakukan sesuatu, such as a recipe. Contohnya seperti penulisan resep, right? So the text is intended to tell the reader how to do something through step. Jadi tujuannya adalah to tell the reader, untuk memberitahukan kepada pembaca cara melakukan sesuatu dalam beberapa tahap atau dalam tahap-tahapan. So that is procedural text. Jadi tujuannya jelas untuk to tell the reader how to do something through steps. So it is not merely about recipe. Bukan hanya harus tentang cara memasak. Cara memperbaiki laptop, it's also one of these procedural text. Cara menulis dengan baik yang benar is also a procedural text. Cara mereview film is also procedural text. Cara memperbaiki, for example, cara memperbaiki persahabatan is also one of the procedural text. So everything that you want to write in steps or in order, there is an order. Pertama kamu lakukan ini, kedua kamu lakukan ini, ketiga kamu lakukan ini. So we call them procedural text, right? Okay. Now, let's talk about the generic structure first. But before going further to this generic structure, let us see this one. Okay. How to make a pancake. Ini adalah salah satu contoh how to make pancake. So ingredientnya adalah flournya 3 cups, sugarnya 6 tablespoons, salt 1 teaspoon, baking soda a half teaspoon, milk 2 cups, melted butter 4 tablespoons, egg 2. Stepnya first, second, then after, then the last. Kemudian ada serving 8%, right? Okay. If you can see, if you can analyze this example, so how to make a pancake itu adalah tujuan, goal, what you want to achieve, right? Di sini si penulis ingin mencapai sebuah tujuan, yaitu membuat pancake, right? Ingredientnya adalah material, what you need to prepare, and method itu adalah tahapannya, servingnya itu adalah cara cara servingnya, cara menyediakan, cara menyajikannya, right? Okay, so dari sini kita tahu bahwa generic structure-nya adalah seperti ini, right? So there is what we call as a goal, itu adalah the specific purpose of the text. Tujuan kamu tulis teks ini. Cara membuat samyam, for example. Cara membuat nasi goreng, for example. So it is one of the goal, right? Basically, goal itu sama seperti judulnya. Tapi sometimes people can put goal itu dalam bentuk sentence, tidak harus dalam bentuk judul. Okay? So as long as goal itu menunjukkan apa yang ingin kita lakukan, so we call them goal. Okay? Walaupun dia bukan dalam bentuk judul. Right. Next, we call them material. So material is the ingredient or material needed to achieve the goal. Material, ingredient, alat. Kalau dalam memasak, maka bumbu atau alat-alat yang digunakan dalam memasak yang diperlukan untuk mencapai tujuan tadi. Tujuan kita memasak, maka alat-alat dan bahan yang digunakan dalam memasak. If our purpose, for example, is to fix the televisions, for example, then we need to prepare the material needed to fix the television's error, for example, right? Jadi itu tergantung dari goalnya. Goal kita apa? Kalau goalnya untuk memperbaiki TV, maka materialnya adalah material atau alat-alat yang digunakan untuk memperbaiki TV. But in this case, we talk about recipe. So, berarti the material ingredient needed to achieve the goal itu adalah goalnya adalah cara memasak sesuatu and how what type of material or what type of aid or equipment that we need to use in order to cook something, maka itu dimasukkan dalam material, including ingredient. Okay, right. Okay, now method. So it's not methods, right? It's method. Okay, method. So in method, itu adalah the step to achieve the goal. Nah, tadi udah tahu kita goalnya apa? Untuk melakukan sesuatu. In this case, kita mau memasak, for example. Maka material yang digunakan adalah alat-alat apa saja yang digunakan untuk memasak. Method adalah cara memasaknya. So, method itu adalah caranya. Oke? Oke. So, kalau memang di sininya diganti memperbaiki television atau how to operate Windows, for example, maka di sini tujuannya untuk to operate Windows, ingredientnya, materialnya adalah cara-cara atau alat-alat yang digunakan untuk menghidupkan Windows, dan metodenya adalah cara menghidupkan Windows. Okay? Alright. Last one, surfing. Remember, surfing itu hanya ada dalam penulisan menu, right? So it is very optional. You can use that or you also can ignore that. Tapi in term of writing a recipe, kamu membutuhkan serving ini. Apa itu serving? The portions of the dish. How do you serve? Cara kamu menyajikannya. Okay, sajikan dalam keadaan hangat, for example, or mungkin apa namanya, masakan ini untuk 3 orang, for example. So this is actually very optional. Dan ini hanya use if you want to write something to cook, for example. Right? Okay. Next. Okay, language feature. Language feature is the characteristic of this type of text. Procedural text is very unique, right? It has some unique features that only possessed by procedural text. Selain procedural text dia nggak ada. What is that? Kalau kalian ingin tahu, oh ini procedural text atau bukan, then you need to see these two characteristics. If you have these two characteristics, you can ensure that this is a procedural text. Kalau udah ada dua ini, no doubt, it must be procedural text. What are those? Number one, imperative sentence. Right? Imperative sentence is a sentence that order people to do something. Like, it is not telling people, but it's like asking people to do something, right? Or ordering people to do something. Jadi bukan, for example, fold the milk and, atau nomor satu contohnya, whisk all the ingredient in a bowl. Okay, tapi yang benar, apa namanya, yang salahnya contohnya adalah you whisk all the ingredients in a bowl. So it's not imperative anymore. Kan sentence harus ada subjek kan, sedangkan di sini tidak ada subjek. That's why we call it imperative sentence, kata suruhan. Okay. Number two, Using word indicating periodical order. Harus ada yang menunjukkan kata-kata yang menunjukkan periodical order atau tahapan-tahapan. For example, first, second, last, then, after, afterward, etc. Okay? Kalau ada itu berarti it must be procedural text. Okay, right. Now, this is an extra information. In order to write a recipe, the problem is every region's more likely to have a different way of writing a recipe. Ada berbagai cara ada cara yang berbeda antara satu daerah dengan daerah yang lain, antara satu negara dengan negara yang lain. In term of ingredient, dalam segi, for example, ingredientnya, or also in term of the portion of the ingredient, right? Dari porsi dari bumbu-bumbu tersebut. For example, in Indonesia itu kalau 250 ml, in America, if you talk about if you write something to American, or if you read the American recipe, it can be 1 cup. They can say 1 cup. But in British, it's 237 milliliter. Indonesia pakai 250 milliliter. Oke. Oke. Intinya, kalau kita bilang 250 milliliter, itu American akan bilang 1 cup. In British, mereka bilang 237 milliliter. Right? For example, 1 cup in America, it can be 100 atau 125 gram for flour. Oke, untuk semacam tepung. Nah, di British juga sama, 125 gram. Amerika itu beda sendiri, 1 cup dia bilang. Oke. It's also different with sugar, for example. 225 gram di Indonesia itu 1 cup in America. Jadi kalau kita bilang pamannya atau orang Amerika bilang, okay, 1 cup of sugar, so it becomes 225 gram in Indonesia. Or it can be 200 gram in British. Okay? Or 28,35 grams itu in America, they can say 1 ounce. Okay? In British, it's sama kayak Indonesia. Okay? 28.35 grams. Nah, yang di bawah juga sama. 1 pound itu sama seperti 453 dan 453,594 gram. It's also the same with British. Okay? Right, this is an extra information. You don't need to remember this though, right? As long as you can understand that there is a different contextual meaning that used by American people and British people and also people in Indonesia, for example, that's fine. Jadi kalau sudah tahu aja ada perbedaan and you can accept those differences, that's fine. You don't need to remember an exact number of each portions, right? In these 3 countries, for example. As long as you can understand and you can accept that there is a difference, that's fine. Right? Okay. Last one. Now, let us practice in this section. Read again about Rindang's handwriting and then rearrange it into a good recipe. Right? Ini adalah penulisan dari si Rindang. Getuk recipe. Yang tadi, yang di atas. But this is not a good writing. Right? This is not a good writing yet. What you guys need to do is rearrange this handwriting into a good recipe. Okay? Rearrange into a good recipe. So what you need to do is to write down a good recipe about getuk recipe from this Rindang's handwriting. Okay, using the generic structure, using the language features of this procedural text. What you guys need to do afterward is to upload the task, to upload this task to the designated Google Classroom. I have provided one section in classwork atau tugas kelas that is specific, that is specially for you to upload this task, right? Don't forget to put your name on it, and also make sure that your handwriting uh, is readable, right? Okay. All right. I think that is all for today. If you have something that is still unclear, you can contact me through my personal WhatsApp or email, or you can comment, or you can leave a comment in this video. All right? Okay. I think that is all for today's meeting. See you everyone. Thank you for listening and have a good day, and see you in the next meeting. Bye.